What's up, YouTube? Constant Gamer here. I just wanted to sit for a second. I'm hungry, so I'm in the process of eating in between editing videos. And I had the idea of, you know what? Let's just take a moment and just talk. Just sit, conversate. I wanted to basically, essentially give kind of like a mini update for the channel. Because, let's be honest, I'm going to be hitting like the channel's 10-year anniversary relatively soon. So I'm going to be hitting the channel's like 10-year anniversary pretty soon. And I wanted to talk about the fact that as a creator, I wish I did things differently. I'm going to just be honest. And it's not that, oh, the channel doesn't see any growth, oh, dead channel, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything like that. But it's the fact of, it's so disheartening in what's the word? Very hard for smaller creators like myself to grow when, especially because I know it's oh, look at the algorithm or whatever, which it's really not. The algorithm's set in stone. It's easy to get in, but some people just can't, Like me, for instance. I've been trying to get into the algorithm's pants for the past 10 years. Well, I guess it's about 8 or 9 years as of this point. But, okay, my microphone stand is pissing me off. It is wanting to do everything but what I'm wanting. I've been trying to do it for a while, essentially. And, it kind of almost brings to the point of why? Why do I even continue to do YouTube when, let's be honest. Let's just be 100% real with you. I want to make money. I want to make money on here. That's not the only reason I make content, though. I do actually enjoy the videos I make. Unless it's that Paw Patrol one that got almost 200k views. I actually didn't like that video at all. That one could have been done way better than I did. That's just kind of a personal gripe, though. But anyway, it's the fact of I want to make money on here. That's kind of the goal. Because, I have a family I need to support. And to be honest, I'd make, arguably, if I sat at 1,000 subs and got maybe 10k views a video, which really isn't that unfathomable, because small channels can reach those numbers very easily. But if I was able to do that, right, then, I'd be able to do this full time. Think about that. Those are such small requirements in the grand scheme of things. Sub-wise, we're already halfway there. And view-wise, all it takes is one banger video to get a bunch of people hooked, and then a bunch of people will probably still stay. Not everybody will stay, but a bunch of people will, and that'll net more views, which will net more money in turn, making this channel a more viable option for a career, basically. Because I'm gonna be honest, the whole work climate is fucking terrible. Right now, I work $15 an hour at part-time, which doesn't sound bad, but I have a wife, I have a 9-month-old that I have to take care of, plus I'm living in a place where all the utilities are relatively high, that it has to be split amongst, us, plus, my mom and stepdad, because we all, live under the same roof, right? And it's the fact of, and I get paid just enough to barely get by to the next 2 weeks when my paychecks are. And that's fucking stupid. So, that's why I'm wanting to make this, that's why I'm pushing so hard to make this a career, is because not only will this be beneficial for me, but it'll be beneficial for you guys. Because if I can make this a career, then that gives me more time to make better quality videos, put more effort into the uploads, and I don't have to worry about, oh, I, like, currently right now, where I'm in a mindset right now that I need to speedrun edit the 2 videos that are going to go up tomorrow. Well, today, I should say, because it's like 3 in the morning. So, and this is essentially my work life, right? My life consists of waking up, going to work, coming home to edit videos / record, depends, right? And then going to sleep at like 4 in the morning, waking up at like 2 in the afternoon, rinse and repeat. I have like 0 time because of that. If I could make this a career, that'd save me so much time in the long run to give you guys better content, as well as to actually spend time with my family, because I really don't have time to, because of the way things line up. And you could argue, oh, well, why don't you stop doing YouTube to do that? And it's the fact of, don't get it twisted, I do still spend time with my family. That is a thing that happens, you know. It's just, I know I would have more time and be able to do more things with him, with my kid. And on top of that, it's the fact of, I want to be able to give him what I could never have, right? Because I was raised poor. I still am poor. You know, it's not fun. I don't want him going through all the bullshit I had to go through. I don't want that. So that's why I push so hard for this, and why I'm constantly telling you guys to subscribe, you know, like, oh, we gotta hit 1,000 subs, guys, gotta make all the money. You know, it makes me sound douchey when I say stuff like that, but it is coming from a genuine place of, I desperately want this to work. I feel like I've made this video like 12 times, but it's the fact of, I don't know, maybe it's just a subconscious thought of, maybe if I keep making videos like this one, these fucking pity parties, that maybe one day it'll just cause a massive like boom, and everything will work out and everything will be all right, you know. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to lose hope. That's why, you know, as a small creator, I try to jump on anything possible that I feel like would get me where I wanted to go. That's why I did the video where it was like the streamer university thing, because I honestly thought that was going to be a good idea until I, you know, found out a couple days later that it was pretty much just one giant scam for Kai Cenat to hang out with a bunch of his fucking friends, which he literally could have done anywhere. But, like, which I understand the whole reasoning behind why he didn't just bring a bunch of people that had like 0 followers. Like, I get the point, but it's still the fact of, you know, it felt very scummy, right? But I try to latch on to those ideas because, like, maybe, just maybe, you know, like how a lot of creators had their big blow up during COVID because of like Among Us and stuff. Like, there is so many times that I hope and pray that when I upload a video, that video I upload is my Among Us, right? Like the video that fucking sends me to the moon. But I just don't think that's a thing that's feasible for me. I really don't. I honestly, legitimately think that there is not a single chance in hell I will ever accomplish the most basic goal, which is just getting affiliated with YouTube to be able to start making money. To me, that is a hurdle that can never be passed. I don't know if it's because maybe I'm just unlikable, or if it's like my content's ass. I don't know. I have bunches of ideas for like banging content, but I don't have the time of day to spend like 40 hours editing a video, you know, and I don't have the time to waste. I don't. The sooner I can get this sort of situation figured out, the better in the long run it is. Not only for myself, but for my kid, the rest of my family, you know? It just makes me so fucking mad. It really does. It makes me angry. I feel useless. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I can't do anything. And that this position that I'm in right now is where I'm gonna be forever. And I can't stand that thought. I can't. All I can say is just, you know, share my channel with like your friends, your family. You know, just do that. If you do, cool. If you don't, cool. I guess in the end, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't. I'm trying, guys. I really am. I know a lot of my content seems low effort, but I'm actually trying. I'm trying as hard as I can. I just don't have the time or the resources. I don't. I'm not shutting down the channel, but If that's what you were getting from this video, that's not happening. But what doesn't help is I don't have any sort of like, because all my friends, all like real life friends I have are busy, you know, with their lives, that I can't just jump in and have one make content with me out of nowhere. And like, you could argue, oh, but what about like more Hoonkar or the Smoke Bros thing with like the Bloodborne video? Yeah, guys, I'm gonna let you know that that more Hoonkart was like 3 months old before I edited it and finally uploaded it. And that Bloodborne video was like a year old. So, I don't have the time. They don't have the time. And I'm not out here looking for online friends, because it'd be nice to be able to click with online friends, but my internet's too dog ass, and I'm too poor to move somewhere to where I can get better internet. So it's like, in the end, I would just be a hindrance towards any online friends I'd have. That's why I don't try to get any. I easily could, but I don't, because I'm not in a position for that to be viable for both me or them. That would just drag them down. Wish I was better at the start, all the way up to now. I wish I was more consistent. You know, I wish I would have done things better. Hell, I wish I do things better now. Like I said, I'm still gonna upload this. Like I said, it'll probably get 3 views and just be pushed to the wind like the rest of my uploads. At most, I'll check my video analytics and it'll be like, oh, maybe a minute and 9 seconds watched at the most. Like, cool, fucking viewer retention's fantastic, ain't it? But I know I shouldn't be discouraged by that, but it's impossible not to be. It really isn't. I know a lot of YouTubers state whenever they stop looking at the numbers is when stuff seems to get better, but that's not how it works. That's not how it works. I've tried not looking at the numbers, but whether I look at the numbers or not, I know what they say. But I know it's just that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to have an audience. I'm not good enough to be able to make money to support my family. I'm just not good enough. I'm not. I just feel like I needed to say something, even though I know it's just screaming into the void at this point. But I feel like I needed to say something because, I don't know. Because why not, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.